Greetings, everyone. My name is Phil Ross, and I'm with the Winning Mindset. One of their coaches. We used to be known as the wrestling mindset, but we've seen that all this stuff is working in many other sports and also in the corporate world, because as we know, wrestling is a microcosm of life, right? So, on behalf of the Winning Mindset, I'd like to thank you for your time here today, and of course, I'd like to thank Princeton Wrestling for having us in here. So, what is mindset? And why is it important? And how much of what we do, as far as our success on the mat, what percentage of that do you think is mindset? What percentage? At least 80, right? So experts will say it's anywhere from 80 to 90%. How much time do we spend on it? Right? Like, hey, yeah, go get him. Yeah, you're good. You're the best, right? And send him out on the mat. No, that's not the way it goes, right? So what we have to do is really focus on this area where we're lacking, and that's our mindset. And one of the things I'll be talking to you today about is the predator versus prey mindset. I'll relay a little story. A number of years ago, I was doing some filming for, I didn't even tell you my background. Okay, so a little bit about me. I've worn many hats over the years of my career, and I still wear several of them. I'm a full-time college professor. I'm obviously a mindset coach. I coached in the UFC. I have black belts in 4 different styles of the martial arts. I was a Division I wrestler. I won on national levels for kickboxing, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and karate. And I was on several teams, fought for a world title in 1989 down in Atlantic City. I'm a master kettlebell instructor. And I see one of the kettlebells over there being used to prop up the door. I don't know if that's the best use of it, but and I've had the good fortune of having some excellent coaches and also some very cool opportunities training with different people, and having trained a bunch of different people from Navy SEALs to the New York Giants and so forth. Talking about New York Giants, I was doing a film shoot a number of years ago, and there was this player, one of the unsung heroes of the offensive line for the Giants. His name was Kevin Booth. Anyone remember? A couple of people, well, one person shaking their head anyway. Right? The guy's got 2 Super Bowl rings. And we were doing a shoot, and we started talking. And I asked him, I go, how did you get the start? I mean, I don't know if you know about this guy's beginning, but the guy didn't even play high school football. He went to Cornell, walked on the team, and then wound up getting drafted into the pros. And he was on the practice squad for years. And I said to him, I go, well, what made you get up into the starting lineup for the Giants and winning 2 Super Bowl rings? He goes, you know what? I just made up my mind that I wasn't going to go down. I wasn't going to compromise. I was going to work harder than anyone, and I was not going to be denied. And he slowly went up the ranks, and then he wound up starting. And it was all in his mind. He said, look, I'm doing the same training as these guys. I'm 6'5", 320 pounds. I should be starting. And he put this into his head, and he carried it forward. And so we're talking about a predator and prey mindset, right? Predators, where are their eyes? Like us, right? Our eyes are in the front. You see a prey, their eyes are on the side. They're always worried about what's going on around them. Anybody watch History Channel or Animal Planet and Discovery Channel, things like that, and you see the lion stalking the prey, and the animal picks its head up, eats, looking around, scattered. What mentality do you want to have? Do you want to have the prey or the predator mentality? Because when you're thinking about it, right? The predator is 100% focused on their jobs. If you're linking that to wrestling, and you have to get rid of these distractions, right? You see, our kids are on their phones looking at social media. Oh, this guy's good, this guy's record, so forth, so on. They're getting distracted by the crowd. They're getting distracted by the girlfriend or their parents or whoever it is. What's the main focus? The main focus is on this match. The main focus is on beating this opponent. These are the things that we instill with our programs. And there's a whole methodology behind this. I even actually had a personal experience with this because prior to my mindset training, anybody know Dr. Robert Gilbert at Montclair State? He's one of the guys who started this. I went to see him in the mid to late 80s. I was consistently inconsistent, right? Beat a high level guy and then lose someone who shouldn't even be on the mat with me, right? So I met with Dr. Gilbert and I went through the mindset training. And I was in a martial arts tournament fighting a black belt level, one of my first tournaments there. And my coach, my instructor, got mad at me because he said, "Oh yeah, here's the guy you're fighting next. Watch him." I'm like, "No. What, you're fighting him next. Don't you want to see what he does?" "Nope." "Why?" "Because I'm not going to go and change my game plan to meet him. I have my game plan. I know what I'm good at. I know what I'm best at. If I go and I'm trying to cater my game plan to somebody else, is that a predator or a prey mindset?" That's a reactionary mindset. I want to put forth what I want to put forth. Did you guys happen to see the Adesanya Strickland fight? Okay. On paper, who wins? Hands down, right? Better athlete, more accomplished, everything. Now, during that fight, what happened? Strickland took his soul. Why? He fought his fight. He won the fight with a Philly shell and a 1-2. He stuck with his game plan. He said, "This is what I do best." He did not let himself get drawn in to the techniques of Adesanya. And he wound up destroying him. It wasn't even close. So do you think that Strickland paid attention to social media? Do you think he paid attention to the odds makers? Or do you think he focused on his game plan and what he was going to execute? This is part of that whole predator mindset. And again, this is the type of training that we take you through when you want to get this mindset instilled in your wrestlers. Predator versus prey. You got to remove the distractions. And you know what? It's not as easy as you may think it is, right? It's one of those things. It's simple, but it's not easy. You can talk about it, but you have to implement it. And it does take a great deal of discipline to implement this. There's a lot of changes that go on because those distractions are all around us every day, all the time. Guys, that's all I know. So, does anybody have any questions on anything that about the predator-prey mindset or our program? Yes?
So I actually had a call with you guys, and I was really excited about it, but my child was not. How do you get them excited about it? It's not going to work, right, if they're not into it?
Yeah, look, like anything, the participant has to be willing. Okay, how old's your child?
13.
13. I have a 13-year-old as well. I have a 29 or 27, but I have a 13-year-old. I can't get her to do it. So there you go. And she's a good athlete. Travel, soccer, basketball, everything, right? They have to be ready. Like anything. Yes, sir.
You talk about this predator-prey mindset.
Yes.
Really resonates with me personally. I'm curious to know that's a big thing. It's kind of boiling the ocean. It's simple but not easy. What are the first, I'd say, 2 steps a successful implementation of avoid distractions, have focus, and the discipline to execute?
Sure.
How might I talk to our 8, 9, 10-year-old kids and think about that as you see it?
Yeah, great question. First thing you have to do is you have to identify the issues, identify the distractions. A lot of these kids don't even know it's a distraction. They think it's everyday life, which everyday life can be very distracting, right? We have to eliminate those distractions, go through them, and then we have to change that behavior. Say, hey, this is a prey behavior, and what's my new behavior? What's my new predator behavior going to be? As opposed to going and looking at everyone's record and know who you're going against. Look, how many times has a kid who goes into a tournament out of state and they wind up doing incredibly well, and yet they have issues with the people that are in their own region, right? Well, it's the same thing. You got to pull that away from them, identify these issues, take that prey attitude, that prey behavior, and change it to a predator behavior. And we go through a whole checklist on all the different aspects. and obviously some are different for some people than others. Answer the question?
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone? Bueller? Well, guys, I know it's getting down to lunchtime and you probably want to eat. So again, on the behalf of The Winning Mindset, thank you very much. And if you want to see this video or anything else, come to The Winning Mindset. And my personal YouTube is @TheMasterPhil. Thank you very much, guys.